Good morning. Well, the rain has stopped. Still a little chilly, that's why I'm wearing my jacket, but I think summer's back. We had a little 2 days of cloud and that, but it looks like we're back. Well, today we're going to discuss, or I'll talk about it. I guess we're not going to discuss because you're not there, but you can leave it a good constructive comment down below. Don't let diabetes be you. And what I mean by that is years ago, there used to be a exercise where it said, well, describe you. And people always put the negatives first. And like I've mentioned in a couple of videos, years ago, when I got diagnosed with diabetes, I thought it was the greatest thing. And I thought that because, hey, I lost weight and it was great. I went back to school and it was like I was a new person. So, I went back. I think everyone was sick saying, or sick of me saying, oh, well, I have diabetes now. But I guess at that, I started to turn into me. But I'm not just a diabetic. I have so much more to offer. I can public speak. It's a lot more than, oh, you're a diabetic. Oh. So, people need to realize that you have so much more to offer. And just because A, you have to wear an insulin pump, or B, you have to get shots. Now, it's very easy to be negative about yourself because if you're brittle diabetic, you're dealing with it constantly, every time you turn around. And I know from experience myself is I constantly hear my pump ring. Well, now it's to the point where I don't hear my pump ring, and everyone thinks, oh my god, your pump's ringing. Oh my. And sometimes it's nothing, but a lot of times I don't hear it. And I think we get so accustomed to it. And I don't think it's because of the design of the pump. I just think, and if you hear it all the time, the alarms just kind of fade off. But we're getting back to say, sorry, my ears plugged to the, get out and be you. Don't let, oh, well, I can't do that because I'm a diabetic. Diabetics can pretty well do everything. So, we need to get out there. People with diabetes can go rock climbing. They can do almost anything. some people seem to think, oh, well, with diabetes, you may not be able. I think when I was a kid, and I don't know if they've changed it, but you couldn't be a pilot. But you can be whatever you want to be. And I don't want to hear, oh, I can't do that because I have diabetes. Get out, be the best. Oh, God, I think I'd get copyright, but you need to do what you need to do to live life. There are people out there who are afraid that they're not going to get a job because they have diabetes. And I think the Americans with Disabilities Act, if you're down in the States, and up here in Canada, it's illegal. But I think to go on, with the saying, don't let diabetes be you, don't sit back and say, oh, I didn't get the job because I was diabetic. That's hogwash. Don't let say you didn't get the job just because you were diabetic. So often, oh well, that's the reason. We look for the easiest excuse. You have to be honest with yourself. You may have diabetes, but that doesn't mean you can't do a job. And I know years ago, I used to do nights working for 7-Eleven, and I was full-time. And I thought, I'm never going to get to see daylight again. It was every night. And you try to do things, and you get up and you go and you have a doctor's appointment or whatever, and on your days off, and you change your time, and I gotta say my work started to suffer. And I was finally said, my doctor said I couldn't do nights. Well, I don't know if that was me, but now I wouldn't let that screw me over. It's easy to say because I sleep nights and, I'm up. But again, you are a person. You can do pretty much anything you want to do. And I really honestly believe that sometimes you have to, I'm thinking, sometimes I believe that when something comes and it squashes a dream, that something else opens up. And I worked for years in the convenience store industry, and you know what? I did an awful lot, and it was good to me. I hate to think now, but I got to where I was because of me. I don't want anyone to say, oh, well, he can't do this because he's diabetic. There may be other limitations put on you, but don't let you be a problem. Don't let you worry about that you didn't get this or that. Be on your laurels and don't let being a diabetic ruin your life. So that's more of